you. Thank you for... Oh, that's nice. Nice for such a warm welcome on such a cold night. It's been a cold week, as a matter of fact, around here, but word has reached us that things are warming up in the other Washington. I don't know if you've seen this, that in the papers it said our senators, Patty and Slade, who, all the other senators back there, that's right, that's our Senate delegation, Patty and Slade. Don't even need a punchline there, but all the other senators back there refer to them as Punky and Skeletor. I don't know if you know that. Anyway, it's true. Anyway, they've had their differences, you know, different parties and anything, but they came out in the paper that they've agreed to stop fighting and work together for us. And apparently, no, which is good. Apparently they started talking when they both got out of the hospital last month, which was another interesting thing to have both of our senators. You know, you remember she had a hysterectomy and he had a heart attack. And it, oh yeah, was that for the hysterectomy or the heart attack? I don't know. Anyway, it caused a lot of confusion in the hospital having both Washington senators in there at the same time. And things sort of happened like, Senator, we've looked at your heart, it seems fine. And Patty looked up and said, no, I'm the hysterectomy. And it was like, oh my God, Slade, stop! You know, stop! It was just in the nick of time. An interesting thought. Anyway, they decided to bury the hatchet and throw a big party and get their staffs together, kind of like a mixer. And to make sure that it was a good party, they hired former Senator Brock Adams as the bartender, which was good. You know, he mixed up a bunch of his special pink zombies, and everybody just got loose. You know, it's just kind of, yeah. They cranked up Slade's Dave Clark 5 albums and just sort of rocked out, you know. Towards the end of the party, Patty and Slade compared surgery scars, and everybody just sort of bonded. You know, it was just like it was a rockin' event. And there's a lot of signs that as spring approaches, these two have formed a real friendship. Would you like to know the signs? Yes, okay. For example, on the Senate floor, Slade serenaded Patty with a karaoke version of Pretty Woman, which is good. Senator Murray plans to give Slade a little statue that says, I love you this much. Okay, anyway. They now save each other's seats in the Senate. I think that's cute. Oh, I know. The entire Murray staff was invited over to Slade's house for Fish Stick Friday, a popular thing. And finally, they plan to fast for a week, then go into the woods and eat mushrooms together. Which, as you know, as our audience plainly knows, that's a long-standing Washington tradition. So I think that sounds great, and I hope everyone in Washington can get down to business now, because our country needs to stay competitive in the global marketplace, and I'm confident that we can do that when we have innovative new companies like this. Take a look.
Once they hear this proposal, that promotion is as good as in the bag.
Has this ever happened to you? You've lost or broken your glasses, and you need a pair right now. The embarrassment, the shame. Of course, you could go to one of those other companies that advertise glasses in about an hour. But an hour is a long time when you've got a boardroom full of executives waiting. At Speedy Eyes, we have a better solution. Eyeglasses in about 5 minutes.
Order up.
At Speedy Eyes, quickness is job one. Our highly trained technicians work together like a well-oiled machine to ensure that you get your glasses in 5 minutes or less. We don't rely on expensive and time-consuming instruments and machines. Instead, we make eyeglasses the old-fashioned way, with elbow grease and good, honest horse sense. Our resourceful lens makers have seen a lot of glass and can quickly find just the right fragments for your special eyewear. And that's a promise. At Speedy Eyes, we'll go to any length to construct a dependable and reasonably comfortable pair of glasses. You'll wear your new eyeglasses with pride, the kind of pride that comes from wearing something that took 5 minutes to make. So if you need glasses and don't have an hour, come to Speedy Eyes for eyeglasses in about 5 minutes. Contact lenses in 7.
All right, stay with us. Uncle Fran is here tonight, and we'll be right back after this message.
Get your llama here. Fresh llamas right here.
Step right up for your llama. $10 for Le Llama.
Did you guys say llama, like the big woolly mammal?
The very same, sir.
Okay, I'll take one.
Thank you.
So are the llamas here or what?
Oh, no. We'll mail it to you, sir.
Oh, you want my address?
Don't need it. We know where you live.
Okay, well, when do I get it?
It'll be there tomorrow. Federal Express.
Oh, great, thanks.
You betcha.
Federal Express? You know what it's going to cost to Federal Express a llama?
Sorry, I wasn't thinking.
You weren't thinking. Now we got to sell 100 llamas just to break even.
Llamas! Get your llamas here.
Llama sale. Big sale on llamas. Come on now.
Fresh llama.
Hey,
Right here.
get your
It's time once again for Living Better Than You Ever Will. Sponsored in part by Nanny Depot. Quality nannies at warehouse prices.
Hello, and welcome to Living Better Than You Ever Will, the show that plays upon every woman's fear that they're not doing enough and probably never will. I'm Dr. Tony Loudon Smith Thomas, and we have a wonderful show for you today. Oh, just a moment. Hello, this is Dr. Tony Loudon Smith Thomas. Yes, Consuela. What is it? Look, I told her this morning that I'd be there if I could, but I just can't. Yes, I know it's her first ballet lesson, and I know it's important, but this is my first 5 o'clock aerobics class. Well, tell her she's not going to manipulate me into giving up my personal time by crying. Yes, Consuela, I know. Okay, I gotta go now. Bye-bye. Nannies, can't live with them, can't have kids without them. All right. Now, I want to read a letter that I received last week from Glenda Hawkins of Tumwater. She writes, "Dear Tony, I think your show paints an unrealistic picture of what real women should be expected to achieve. No woman could possibly do all of the things you claim to have done without A, giving up sleep, or B, going completely crazy." Well, Glenda, you are so right. Each of us does have to sacrifice a little something here and there, and for me, it is sleep. I haven't slept in over 3 years. Plus, I am certifiably insane. Thanks for writing. And speaking of insane, it's time now for another Martha Stewart moment, brought to you by Surrogate Mothers, because hey, who has 9 months to spare?
Hello, I'm Martha Stewart, and this is my less talented sister, Pam. Today, we're going to talk about cake decorating. Isn't that right, Pam? Uh-huh. Now, this is Pam's idea of what a nicely decorated cake would look like. And it's very, adequate. But there are a few things that we could do differently. Pam, dear, hand me that knife over there, would you please? Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to do a few little touch-ups. Let's smooth this out. Even it up over here, a little swirl on the side, and there. I think we have it. You see, with help from me, your little cake has become a masterpiece that will serve 800. And it was so easy. I'm Martha Stewart.
Thanks, Martha. And by the way, you can read about Martha's special cake frosting technique along with so many other brilliant insights in her newest book, I May Be a Joke, But I'm a Rich Joke. And it's time now to bring out my very special guest, and it would be impossible to list all of her credentials in the time allotted, although I'm sure she'd love it because she's a whore for publicity. Anyway, suffice it to say that she's a psychologist at the University of Washington, she raises llamas, writes books, and she has multiple orgasms. Please welcome Dr. Pepper Schwartz. Pepper Schwartz, so how have you been?
Great, Tony. In fact, just now as I was waiting backstage, I had a multiple orgasm.
You're kidding!
Nope, and that was number 7 today. Oops! 8.
Amazing. And how's your family?
Great. I saw a videotape of the kids last week. They looked wonderful.
Oh. And how old are they now?
I have no idea. But I can find out.
Oh, don't worry about it. Oh. Anyway, I know that our audience is dying to ask you some questions.
Well, who isn't dying to ask me questions?
So let's get to it. Yes, go ahead.
It seems that in order to live the kind of life you're talking about, you need to have a lot of money.
Right.
Well, what if you don't have a lot of money?
I don't understand. Are you saying that I don't have a lot of money?
No, I don't have a lot of money.
Well, get some.
Let's take another question.
Yeah, you both seem materialistic, shallow, and incredibly self-centered.
Uh-huh.
And your question is?
How can you live like that?
Good investments, basically, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. But, you know, Tony, it's also knowing that by spending the better part of each year away from home on speaking engagements, book tours, radio and talk shows, I'm improving myself. And therefore, I'm improving my relationships with my husband and children.
At least that's what you tell yourself.
Exactly.
Oh, we have a phone call. Oh. Hello, living better than you ever will.
Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
Are you married to Mr. Pibb?
I get it. That's cute. Sorry. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks, Pepper, for being here. Sure. And remember, you can live better, but not better than me. Bye-bye.
Woo! Number 14.
How are you sitting?
Michael Bolton's popularity explained right here.
Step right up for a plausible explanation of how Michael Bolton became a success. Only a buck.
Yeah, we'd sure like to know.
Well, he's vulnerable.
He's vulnerable to women with those sincere eyes, that wavy hair, and that adorable smile that's cute as all get out.
Oh, that makes sense. Thanks.
You bet. Hey, find out how Kennedy became an MTV VJ right here.
Kennedy, the MTV VJ, how'd she do it? We know.
We know, only a buck. Step right up. Find out.
Hey, kids. It's time once again for Uncle Fran's Musical Forest.
Hi, kids. I'm Uncle Fran. I'm a little ticked off. Sometimes I get mad, but I will always be your friend. Hi, kids, and welcome to Uncle Fran's Musical Forest. Today we're going to talk about what happens when your dreams die. You see, today is Uncle Fran's 40th birthday. Do you know how old 40 is?
Yeah, I do. It's just a little older than 4S. Get it? 4T, 4S. Okay, I'll shut up.
40 is when you start that slippery slide down the black abyss of existence, when your hair suddenly disappears from the top of your head and starts coming out of your nose.
Oh, Uncle Fran, don't forget the uncomfortable itching. Okay.
Do you know the word geezer? Sing along if you know this song. Do you know what fear is, kids? Do ya? Well, you will someday as your dreams fade away, or become roadkill on God's highway. You see, kids, Uncle Fran had a dream of being a rock star. But the record companies had a conspiracy to keep my music from the public. That's why you can't hear my songs, like The Girl with the Limp, or
Or Fire in My Pants, Uncle Fran.
You mean Angel in My Lap?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, hey, play that one, Uncle Fran. Boy, that'll show them.
That's a good idea. I think I will. The girl's so beautiful, she's like an angel, only with slightly larger hips.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's a classic right there.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why they didn't want those great songs, Uncle Fran. But
Shut up!
Ow! Ow!
Well, that cheered me up a little bit.
I can't hear anything.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week.
I think there's permanent damage.
So long, kids, from Uncle Fran. I'm a little ticked off. Sometimes I get mad, but I will always be your friend.
Yeah, what are you singing now, Fran? Knock-kneed woman? There's another great one, isn't that right? Oh, yeah! Oh, yes, genius! The guy's a genius! Let me tell
So
you.
long.
He knows how to...
Good evening and welcome to the John Report. I'm John, here's my report. Oh, thank you so much. The Seattle School District finally passed its construction levy Tuesday on its 5th attempt. A school district spokesperson said that in some Seattle schools, passing on the 5th attempt is actually considered pretty good. Well, King Harold V and Queen Sonja of Norway will visit Seattle next fall. They will be honored with a parade through Ballard in the back of a '63 Valiant. Cairo TV has canceled Narissa at 9 due to low ratings. The station hopes to do better with their new replacement show, Hey CBS, Eat Me. Since overweight death row inmate Mitchell Roop has fought hanging because his head might pop off, a bill has been introduced that would change the method of execution to lethal injection. The 400-pound Roop says he'll still appeal, pointing out that injecting anything else into his body could also make his head pop off. In the city of Kent, a young bald eagle perched on a light post and caused a traffic jam as drivers stopped to look. In Seattle's Capitol Hill district, a young bald man perched on a light post for 3 days and went virtually unnoticed. The Mature Traveler newsletter lists Seattle among its top 5 favorite cities to visit. One of the favorite destinations of the Immature Traveler newsletter is Hump Tulips. U.S. Representative Jack Metcalf of Langley hired inmates at Monroe State Prison to call voters last fall and talk about the candidates' views. According to some of the voters who were called, Metcalf's views include, I was framed, why can't they give us real food, and I'll bet you look really pretty naked. Seattle is one of the nation's top 3 destinations for runaways. Experts explain this popularity by pointing out that most of the runaways have a pretty good chance of drumming for Pearl Jam. Finally, KSTW announced this week that it has hired Monica Gale of the CBS Morning News to co-anchor its local news with Don Porter. Inya Hammond will be moving to the Weekend News, and weatherman Larry Schick will be replaced by a sock puppet named Stinky. This has been the John Report. Thank you, and we'll be right back.
Get your whack upside the head right here.
Step right up for a good whack upside the head. Yes, sir. You look like you could use a whack upside your head.
Yeah.
Could you tell me how to get to the, I'm trying to... Ow!
It'll be $5, please.
No, I'm trying to get directions. Directions. If you could... Ow!
That's $10 for 2 whacks upside the head.
For crying out loud. All right. Here's your lousy $10. Now, look. Ow!
It'll be $15 for 3 whacks, sir.
That's all I have. Can you tell me how to get to the razzmatazz?
Oh, that's just right up the street.
Right. Thanks.
Don't mention it, you weirdo freak.
Pervert. Hey, form an orderly line to get your whack upside your head, right here.
Step right up, don't be shy. Whack upside the head.
Whack upside the head. Take it.
Wow. Thank you. That is just about all the time we have for this week's episode of Almost Live. But I'd like to remind you that there's still just a few copies of this left. That's it. Almost Live's Guide to Living in Seattle. Dial 1-800-LIVE. 868, and once again, please remember not to reverse those. The other way is a porno line. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.